Hey guys, it's Samantha.
And it's Nat. Welcome to
Episode 5 of FMC Squared.
We were reading Love Mom by Iliana Xander. And I'm not going to lie.
Wow.
They ate.
Yeah, they ate.
They 100% ate.
If I can be honest, it really was up there. Maybe my favorite one. It's hard.
Thus far.
Yeah, because
we've read some good books.
Survive the Night was also really up there for me. That was a solid one.
Yeah, as far as like Twisters, it was really good.
And the Hollow Sisters was good, but this one
honestly was page turning for me. I was telling Samantha that like I'm always like, I'm going to start reading the book because I might want to read another book different from what we're reading. And I did not think that I was going to read this book as fast as I did. Honestly, it probably took me maybe like a week and a half. And I work 2 jobs. So that says a lot about Miss Iliana, honestly.
This took me a week. I listened to it, which can I just say the audio
how was the audio?
Of this, it was good.
Okay,
it was good. They did have male and female on the audio, which I like. However, when they were in their separate voices of those chapters, the male would do a female voice and the female would do a male voice, if that makes sense.
Oh, so they weren't like completely transitioning
exactly,
out. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
But it was good because sometimes when they do male does female voice or etc., it can get kind of weird.
Yeah.
But both of them did it really well, and I thought it was great. But this book for me, my rating 5 out of 5 actually.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this was definitely a 5 out of 5 for me, which says a lot. Honestly,
I was recommending it to people when I was about halfway through the book. I was already like, I feel like this is gonna be a good one.
I was so invested in the book that I didn't speak to anyone about the book.
Not even me, which
not even Samantha.
She texted me and she said, "Are you reading it?" I said, "I need to wait because I have a forgetful mind and I just need to be a little bit closer to when we're gonna do it." And you know what? It was fantastic.
Exactly, well worth it. So
let's get into a little bit about some teasers about what the book was before we get into some spoilers.
Absolutely. So just kind of vaguely, this book is about a best-selling author that sells these books basically about revenge. And this author supposedly dies, and it becomes a big controversy because they're trying to figure out whether or not her death was an accident or on purpose.
Essentially, she dies like one of the characters in one of her biggest novels.
Yes, exactly. And most of the book is told in the point of view of her daughter at this time. And her daughter starts receiving these letters that are basically like clips of her mom's diary.
Written as if it's from her mom that's still alive, which is wild.
Exactly. And it takes her on this wild goose chase of figuring out what actually happened to her mom. Crazy shit, honestly. Crazy shit.
Yes, yeah, it's really good. The main character's name is Mackenzie.
Yes.
So it's really interesting, and the book does kind of waffle between present and past tense, like when you're reading. And sometimes that can get confusing, but I feel like with this book, it was, at least to me, very clear.
I think they did a great job of it. They didn't do a whole lot of jumping back and forth, but there was, the book still has parts too. So you have, the book has chapters and it also has parts as well. Mm-hmm. So I do think when they transitioned to the parts, they always kept it very clear on what, like if it's 20 years before or 20 years later. Honestly, that's the only reference they use is 20 years before and 20 years
so later. I will say, I love this book. I do recommend it. If you're someone that likes thriller, if you're someone that's okay with maybe not, you know, a fully perfect tied up in a ribbon ending, you know?
Right, exactly.
If you're someone that's okay with that.
If you're okay with being patient too, because honestly, the second you think you know what's going on, you don't.
You don't. And there's still the last few minutes, they're still pulling
twists. All the way up until the last page, it literally takes you for a turn.
It's good.
I fucked with it. I'm not gonna lie.
So, okay, now that we've told you how great it is, and obviously you're gonna go read it.
Obviously, you have no choice.
You know, read it.
Definitely.
And then come back here.
And we're gonna hang out for a while. We're gonna let you go ahead and dismiss yourself if you're wanting to hold off. If you're wanting to maybe hear a little bit and gossip about it with us, definitely hang out. We're going to jump into some of the details about the book here shortly.
Yeah, I just realized we could be an excellent way for people to pretend like they read.
Yeah. Oh, You're welcome. True. You're welcome. You actually could have a whole...
In a quick 25 minutes.
Definitely.
You look like you read.
You look like you read. Since that's the aesthetic now, that's what people do.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to make it easier for you.
All right. Well, welcome back.
Yes. Welcome back to FMC Squared. Again, we're talking about Love Mom. I'm going to go through and just read the back of the book so we can get a brief summary again. Mackenzie Casper is a brilliant student, but she is best known for her mother, a best-selling author whose dark, twisted thrillers have a dedicated worldwide fan base. When her mother dies in an accident, fans across the world are left grieving, and the investigators are asking, was that really an accident? The day of the memorial service, Mackenzie gets the first mysterious envelope signed from number one fan, XOXO. That's in bold print, by the way. They really put emphasis on the number one fan. Inside are the pages of her mother's diary that start with the lines, want to know a secret, love Mom. What Mackenzie reads leaves her in a shock. Then comes the second letter and the third. Mackenzie starts her own investigation and stumbles upon secrets that her family has lived with for years. Quickly, she realizes that her mother's path to stardom was etched with sinister lies that might have caught up with her. Sometimes fame is worth a murder, or worse. Soon, Mackenzie will come to find out that there are worse things than murder. That indeed she did find out. That shit's crazy.
So I took a little bit of notes here.
That's smart.
Because the beginning of this I knew it was gonna go deep. So let me just let's get into some real little details.
Real plots, yeah. Let's get into the plot.
Let's start with the prologue, because this prologue to me, I was like, you got me, you drew me in. Okay, so this prologue, at least especially to me as listening to this, it was in a man's voice. Okay, so this man's voice is saying Evie Renge, which is an anagram for revenge, as we talked about, because that's what she writes about in all her books. She's the author, so it's saying that Evie Renge deserved what she got. She had it coming, and that he wished it had happened sooner. But it does not say who this is. But that's just your little appetizer.
That's all they give you.
And I was sat after that. I was like, okay, I'm into it. Chapter 1, it's from the voice of Mackenzie, which, like we said, most of this book is from her perspective.
Yes.
And it basically kind of draws a picture of this very petite, I think it said she was under 5 foot tall, around 100 pounds.
Emo kind of.
Very goth. Yeah. It kept referring many times back to black lips and heavy dark black makeup, eyeliners, black clothes. It said her grandma was extremely vain. Her dad was an alcoholic.
Honestly, I envision grandma of being some bougie bitch with fur around her fucking chest.
Do you know who I pictured? Necklaces? The fucking grandma from Rory Gilmore's life. Did you ever watch the Gilmore Girls?
No, I didn't.
Let me just say that grandma epic, evil in the most country club way,
Cruella DeVille type vibe, 101 Dalmatians.
Very her words cut. But put together, Stepford grandma.
Okay, I could see that.
Yes,
that's how I envisioned her.
Yes. So basically, Mackenzie goes to the funeral of her mom, and she hears her dad having this weird argument with this male that she cannot see who it is. But they're arguing, and basically then that's afterwards is when she gets her very first note.
Yes.
And it says, from your number one fan.
Mm-hmm.
And from henceforth, she keeps getting these notes that keep popping up in spaces where there's no sender's address. They're just being left in her house.
Meaning they have access
They know where she goes. They know where she hangs out, when she's going to hang out there. But her dad's being super
vague.
Sus. Super sus.
Mm-hmm.
And then he supposedly had a maniacal laugh when he was talking to his mom, so Mackenzie's grandmother.
Yeah.
This weird laugh saying she deserved it and all this stuff. And I don't know, I get it. It's your dad, right? But I'm sorry. Maniacal laugh and saying my mom deserved it.
That would definitely raise me. But if I'm being quite honest, I do feel like if there was any way for Mackenzie to play any of this out, it's exactly the way that she did it.
No, for sure.
Baby girl was so discreet. She was dead ass on first
her
48.
Her gut said, you make a copy of that key of your mom's office. And she said, I'll be right back. Hold my breakfast. She ran to the store, made a copy, was back in 10, said, heat up my toast. Let's go.
Facts. Props to her mans because...
Yeah, shout out to EJ.
Shout out to EJ. Yeah. We know EJ was EJ, and that's for sure. I literally
have a note that says main character crush on friend, ? From literally the get-go.
Because 100% they had already exuded. Can we just talk about them for a second?
Yes. The slowest of burns.
Yes, the slowest of burns. Honestly, it was amazing. Like rice cooking.
100%.
20 minutes, but well worth it. It's going to take time. You're going to need to fluff it and everything, but it's going to be good.
Yes.
It was perfect. I think we all knew that it was going to happen that way, but the author honestly gave us it at the perfect time. And, like, she didn't give it to us too soon.
Because that's what what it was about.
Didn't want to give it to us premature. Like, the story was never about EJ and Mackenzie.
That was the silver lining, I think,
but that was definitely the silver lining of everything. Yeah. Also, the lady that they met, the grandma.
Yes, Diana, the caretaker.
The caretaker
of the home.
She was a real one, too.
Yes.
Like, honestly, Mackenzie just had really good, genuine people around her throughout this process because, honestly, I would have crashed out.
Yeah, so basically what happens is EJ, luckily, is super techie.
Yes.
So him being able to gain her access to all the cameras at their home that they had up due to her mom's past with stalkers and whatnot.
Yeah.
That was really awesome that she was able to see that. Her dad was so suspicious the whole time.
I agree.
But I feel bad because she was not close to her mom. But prior to all this, in the beginning, she's really traumatized because it kept alluding to the fact that her mom was assaulted by 3 boys when she was a teenager back at the home.
Yeah.
And then she accidentally was just trying to scare them and kind of punish them a little bit by just, freaking them out and setting fire to a barn that they were all in.
Yeah.
And that they were all going to be able to escape and it would just be like a don't mess with me kind of thing.
Right.
But then they all end up dying.
Yeah.
And then it ends up being that they couldn't figure out, did someone actually kill them? Or was it because they were all on pills and drugs?
Yeah, like was it actually like a freak accident?
Yeah, like some
scenario.
Someone through a cigarette or whatever.
Yeah, and you end up really feeling bad for Mackenzie's mom because she, in these letters that she's writing, she actually comes from a very vulnerable state.
Yeah.
Knowing that she doesn't know her self-worth and she knows that what her man is doing for her, he ain't shit. She know that her man is not shit.
Yes.
And she's still sticking around. She's having this baby now and she's committed
Ben
to
Casper,
this. Yeah.
You're scrub.
I'm never dating nobody named Ben.
No.
Fuck all the
last
Bens
name
out
Casper,
there. Honestly,
get outta
Casper.
here.
Like, why would you want to date somebody with the last name Casper anyways?
First name Casper, the friendly ghost, you're fine.
Yeah,
last name Casper,
outta here. Ew.
No.
Disgusting.
No, bad taste in my mouth. Mackenzie's like, I didn't really like my mom, but now I feel guilty for her, and I kind of also hate my dad because she's reading about how her dad was running behind her mom's back with somebody named Tanya even while she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And now Tanya... I had to text you about Tanya before we got together, and I know we try not to, but let's be real. She is a villain.
Honestly, it's worse than a villain at this point. She's earth disturbing.
She may be the Antichrist.
Yeah, no, seriously. No, seriously, like her behavior is so unnecessary.
She's a stage 5 stalker.
She needs absolute help. And for no reason, though.
No, she was giving, like, I want to wear your skin to Lizzie.
Yes.
Which, by the way, Lizzie, everyone I'm sure knows, but is Evie Renge.
Yes,
Evie
real
Renge
her.
was the author name, but her real name was Lizzie.
Mm-hmm.
And so, essentially... Tanya used to be at the same group home. She used to have a relationship with one of the 3 boys that assaulted her. She actually was killed pregnant in the barn. By one of them.
She was actually pregnant by one of them.
Yes, and then she ended up being the one later on that you find out
that actually traps all of them in the barn out of pure jealousy.
Yes.
Out of pure jealousy because
she was like, they like him
more.
Yeah,
saw Lizzie as a threat. And she was not fucking with it. Honestly, but that's the thing. Like, I just can't fuck with Tanya because it's like, girl, what is wrong with you?
She's a sociopath. That's what
she's
Diane
a sociopath.
Said. Diane was like,
she's
a sociopath.
There's something actually wrong with her.
Yes.
Even the way they describe Tanya is like, yeah, she's a sociopath. She literally mimicked Lizzie's entire life. I mean,
literally stalked every person that was
involved. Didn't even want Ben.
Was like, I guess he's fine.
Yeah,
the set sucks, but whatever.
I'll deal with it for the thousands and millions of dollars.
Let's get to the crazy thing, right? Because, like, we're all thinking about it. The darkest part of this whole thing is that Lizzie ends up pregnant. She wants to leave Ben, but Ben is, let's be honest, a cockroach. And he ends up wanting to be with Tanya because he's just under her spell that she has him in because she's playing him the whole time. Even though she admits, like, she doesn't have feelings for him and she's using him.
Mm-hmm.
Literally to get to Lizzie, because like I said, she wants to wear Lizzie's skin.
This all started with Lizzie to begin with. It 100%. All started from Lizzie, even down to her like killing the little boys in the barn. Was all it was always about her Lizzie. Talent, it was always about what Lizzie could offer.
Yes, it's like, I want to ride on your coattails.
Yeah.
Yes. So essentially, this whole thing goes down, and it's just she ends up getting trapped at their house because she goes to confront them to be like, I know that Ben's here. I followed you guys from the airport.
Yeah, she like exposes them.
Yes, and then her water breaks because she was just
bad timing.
And then they essentially kind of kidnap her because they don't let her leave. They don't let her get medical attention, and due to her past of having hypertension that they talk to or high blood pressure, she essentially has a stroke.
Yeah, she mentally strokes out. She ends up becoming like mentally incapable. She stops talking. She kind of gets like
kind of catatonic.
Yes, exactly. She's like writing on pieces of paper just like about anything,
like mental
things,
like crazy
stories. Yeah, which those are the stories that Tanya uses to continue to like keep publishing books.
They keep her as like a little sad cash cow.
Yeah, it is honestly very depressing and disturbing. Nothing as disturbing as that one book we read, though. Remember that book that we read that I was like, it literally made my stomach turn?
Oh my God.
It reminds me of Survive the Night.
Yes.
When we read that book, and how it leaves you with just that gut-wrenching feeling of like, it just causes a level of discomfort that you didn't know that you could witness through a book.
Yes. Because, okay, I don't know. Some people read books and they see a movie in their head. And some people read books and they need the visuals.
Yes.
And neither way is wrong. It's just the way that you process it. But I see movies when
100%.
So it's wild to read some of these.
It's literally like me standing, like imagine a play going on, like a live stage, and me standing in the middle and just standing around and looking in a circle. That's literally how I see books as I read them.
So some of these dark ones are like, oof.
Yeah, I'm like, cut, please.
Yeah.
Cut.
You're like, I need a palate cleanser.
No,
where's
seriously.
Disney Channel to give me a little backup?
Can somebody put on SpongeBob, please?
Yeah. Just need an episode.
I need a refresh. But yeah, that was very depressing. Even like Ben's attachment to Mackenzie as she was like getting older as a baby and stuff like that. And him realizing that he wanted to do this for me. But honestly, he's weak as fuck.
I know, dude.
He couldn't even do it for his kid.
No, and then honestly, that grandma literally drugged Mackenzie.
That's so sick.
And then tried to go through her stuff to find stuff that she has to...
Well, and you know, the irony of this all is that I'm not surprised because guess what? Mackenzie is technically no kin to any of them.
No, accurate, but I don't think they knew that.
No, definitely not. But I guess that's why that level of disconnect was always there. Like, you wouldn't be able to actually, like, drug your grandchild, you know?
Right. Maybe deep down, they,
you
like,
always
kind of
knew that,
it.
like... Well, and they said that she looked different and she dressed different and she acted different and she always kind of stood out as a kid. She always kind of kept herself separate from them. She graduated and then moved away.
Yes.
And she only came home certain times.
What's wild is the fact that apparently the grandma knew so early on that it was Tanya masquerading as Lizzie. But she was apparently
also was a part of it as well.
I'm gonna jump on this cash cow.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, who are these people?
Sick people.
Geez, just straight trash.
Honestly, it was the whole book was just built out of like conniving ass people.
But I mean, like you said, it keeps you twisting and turning.
Definitely.
And can I just say, you know, this book, I would say, if you're looking at it from Lizzie's perspective, is a tragedy because her life was sad when she was in the
taken
group
away
home,
from
getting
her.
Assaulted, having a boyfriend that doesn't care about her, finally getting talented, getting pregnant, getting a stroke, and now you can't
and now
do
you're
that
mute
anymore, and you can't take care of your daughter, and it's just sad.
It is. But I do feel like, and for
Mackenzie's.
Mackenzie too, I do feel like the author did an amazing job at spinning the whole book around.
Yes.
By just giving them a little bit of their life back. Yeah. Like, Mackenzie finding out who her real father was.
John, who was so nice.
Who was a sweetheart, has always been sweet to her.
It's weird though, it never really said what her medical condition was exactly. It said she had seizures, it said it was hereditary, and it said that she took medicine. and yet never truly said what it was. Yeah. Or did I miss that?
No, I don't recall that either, but shit.
I mean, maybe she was just like, I'm not trying to Google medical stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's not that fucking important. Doesn't matter.
Like, anyways, it's fine.
Fucking call it Crohn's. We don't care. Lupus, something like that. We don't know. Something chronic.
Yes.
But, yeah, no, I think they definitely spin it around that way. And then, of course, with her committing to EJ and them deciding to be in a relationship, everything that we needed, of course. And Diane stayed around. And I fucked with Diane.
Diane stayed around. She gave, like, cool grandma vibes. Yeah, that, like, didn't really want kids, but is like, you're cool, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll stick around. I have nothing better to do.
Yes,
like,
yes.
It was good. I think it turned out amazing.
They made their own new family.
Yes, and I think that was so important because this whole time, Mackenzie had stated that she never really felt like that was her family.
Yeah.
She always felt disconnected from her mom, which makes sense because, like, the bitch,
it wasn't.
She's not your mother.
She was literally
and
an
I think
imposter.
It's
so creepy, dude. Yeah. To be, like, thinking, like, oh, some stranger raised me my whole life.
That's so weird. That's so weird. And then on top of that...
But wait, hang on. Is that what adopted people feel like when they're never told they're adopted and they find it out when they're like, adopted 25 later or something? Is that a weird thing to ask?
Well, if anyone wants to be open to maybe speaking on that,
I'm just curious.
We're open to perspective. Like, does it feel like a sense of betrayal? I guess.
But I guess in many cases, hopefully, you would have a really good mom and not a crazy one,
and not a crazy ass mom that was trying to use money from you.
But just curious, does it feel like a betrayal?
Does it feel like you have to re-identify yourself? I guess.
Yes,
because I'm sure Mackenzie said that she was so confused by like the way her mom talked about her in the letters was not the same way her mom had treated her.
Petal.
Yeah, calling her petal and things like that.
And soft, and then being so harsh in real life.
That being the first thing that Lizzie said when she saw Mackenzie is like, oh, she knew that was her baby.
Now, shout out to the detective skills of Mackenzie, because first off, the serendipity to answer the one phone call where they say Huckleberry Supplies or whatever. The one phone call that she picks up, she's like, whatever, this is stupid, and then just laughs at the name and probably is like, that's what made it stick into her mind.
Yeah, because she remembered vividly thinking like, that's fucking dumb.
That's so weird. And then she sees it later, which is literally exactly
No, she's amazing. Her and EJ definitely need to be in the fucking CIA or something.
100% they need to be detectives.
They put in work for sure.
And we're not going to talk about the fact that maybe EJ does shady shit with his tech stuff because he's a good person and he's the hero in this story, and we're going to stick to it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about anything negative.
No.
We are on an EJ bandwagon. We love EJ.
Yay, EJ. No, this was a really good book. I'm not going to lie. I would keep it on the shelf, and I would definitely feel like this would be one that like I would come back to if time passed.
100%. Like maybe in like a year, I could probably reread this book and probably still be as confuzzled about the whole plot. Because I'm not gonna lie, like they literally throw you for a lot of twists and turns.
Yes, they do. Yes,
like we did not need to know that lady that was not that girl dad.
No, or that John was the other dad.
We did not need to know all of that, but they gave it to us and we're appreciative.
We're appreciative. Yes. We liked it. It didn't feel like too much. It didn't force just enough.
It was just enough.
It kept making the story like every time I was like, I got it figured out. I'm like,
more.
Nope.
I wanted more every single time. But no, I loved it. So in a second here, we're going to jump into our next read, which I'm super excited about.
Yes, but before that, we're going to do a little something new. We may not do it every time, but we thought it'd be kind of fun.
Oh, yes.
We are going to say, if we wanted an alternative ending for the book, what would it have been?
My alternative for the book would have been for Lizzie to actually be the one to be sending those letters the entire time. And they're in the process of them like leaving her at the cabin. She actually got her cognitive skills back. And she was the one that got revenge back on Tanya. Because I mean, that's what all of her books were about, was about revenge. So wouldn't it have been nice if Lizzie got her ultimate revenge?
Yes, if like she got her wherewithal back and was like, I'm on my revenge kick now.
Yes, exactly. And she kind of like played it as if like like she was mentally disabled, but the whole time she was really just trying to get ahead of them. That was what I thought was going to happen the entire time, but that's too practical.
No, that's good though.
Yeah,
that
I know,
good,
right?
Though. Honestly, this book could have had many, because there were so many twists. It really could have gone a lot of different ways.
100%.
My alternate ending would be, okay, there was this certain point in the book where they had her sign her first NDA to be able to get the trust and everything, right? And at that point, I just thought to myself, Mackenzie liked writing just like her mom.
Yeah.
And I thought, what if she writes a book and she changes the characters but tells her mom's story, basically getting her story out but changing the characters just like her mom did, exposing the truth without truly exposing it. And then when her NDA runs up, she somehow finds ways to like poke holes in the truth and kind of
reopen up like the case.
And basically goes after them, but like through an author's legal perspective and that kind of stuff. But to be honest, I mean, I think both of us obviously love the ending to this book that it gave us anyways. But it is fun to sometimes just like imagine
think of what could have been different.
So especially for any of you guys out there listening that not only love reading but love writing too. It is kind of fun just to like flex your creativity sometimes.
Absolutely. I agree. Definitely have to widen the opportunities in regards to what your endings could look like.
Exactly. So why don't we get into what our next pick is, because both of us are super stoked about it.
Yes.
Our next pick is
I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. If you guys don't know, this is Sam from iCarly and Sam and Cat. Samantha's going to read a little bit of the intro for you guys so you kind of know what we're going to read for next time.
So this basically is a #1 New York best time seller and a #1 international bestseller. And it's a heartbreaking and hilarious memoir by iCarly and Sam and Cat star Jeanette McCurdy about her struggles as a former child star, including eating disorders, addiction, and a complicated relationship with her overbearing mother, and how she retook control of her life. And for those of you that like listening along, just know that it is Jeanette herself that does the narration, which is an interesting thing to have with authors. So if you guys are interested, read along.
Yes, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for listening on FMC Square. This was episode 5.
All right, guys. Bye.